back in T Nizzle's kitchen, and this morning I'm about to teach you guys how to cook grits. That's right, it don't matter what type of grits you buy, you all cook them the same. Just some of them cook a little faster, and some of them just take a little longer, but 5 minutes at the most, your grits should be done. But if you don't know how, it's okay. You're about to learn today. And the first thing I'm going to do is take my grits, open up the pack. They're already open. Open up the pack. And I'm going to pour them into my pot. I got a small pot because I'm fixing them for myself. So I don't have to make a whole lot, or I don't have to get a measuring how much grits that I want. So I'm going to pour some grits straight out of the bag into the pot. Just enough for one serving. And I can just tell that by eye. Alright, so I poured enough grits in there just for me. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, wash my hands. Wash my hands. Keep the water running on warm. With a little pressure. So then I take my grits after I poured them into the pot. I go ahead and remember on warm. And as the water is going into the pot, I'm taking my fingers with them open like this, spread apart, and I'm just raking back and forth in them. That's how you clean the grits. So as I'm raking back and forth in them, I'm pouring the water off, and see how white and milky it is? That's the starch that's on the grits. So you pour that off, and you repeat the same thing until you see the water get a little more clearer. So I'm just raking my fingers through it, just raking my fingers through the grits, raking them through the grits, gradually. Raking them through the grits, back and forth, that's all. And pouring the water off. See the water still a little cloudy, a little milky? That let me know I have to do a little more. So the cloudiness coming from the starch. So I just rake them back and forth. Pour it off. And I do that until the water looks clear. Put water in the grits about 1 inch above the grits. About 1 inch above the grits. Then once I do that, I place them on the stove and put them on about between 6 and 5. I put the grits on about 6 and 5. And there's the grits on the stove in the pot with a little bit of water above them. Then once you have them on the stove, of course, it's going to start coming to a boil. So you want to stir the grits. Not in no fast motion, not in no slow motion. But you want to stir them. Because if you don't stir them, they'll start getting kind of thick on you. And sometimes if they get a little thick on you, a little clumpy, all you got to do is just add a little more water. So I keep stirring. I keep stirring. And if the grits start popping everywhere, that means you got the owl up too high. Just turn it down some. So I'm stirring my grits. And I just put them on the stove a couple of minutes ago. So I stir my grits. I might add just a little bit more water. And the only reason why I'm going to add a little bit more water is to just make sure that they cook a little more, make sure that they're done. So whenever you taste the grits, you don't want them kind of gritty. You don't want them crunchy. You want them soft. And don't get discouraged because you're saying, dog, I got to stand over the grits to stir them. It's no problem. They're going to be ready in a few minutes. So now, the water that I just put in there, I'm going to stir them until that actually evaporates out. And I'm kind of stirring like in a slow motion. I'm not doing anything fast. I'm not rushing anything. So I'm just barely just stirring through them. And you notice nothing is popping nowhere and getting on my eye. So I'm just stirring my grits. That's all I'm doing is just stirring. Very simple, you guys. See, if you don't stir the grits, it'll start blowing out steam smoke. You see the steam smoke? That's why I'm stirring it. To keep it from doing that and to keep it from getting in clumps. So as I stir the grits, I might blow it a little bit, taste them, just a little more. Stir them. And like I say, whenever you taste them and the water already done went out of the grits, all you have to do is just add a little more water and put it back on the aisle and stir a little bit more. Now, these grits are ready. They're ready. And here's my finished product. Grits. My grits are done. Just take a few minutes, you guys. That's it.